It's September 16th, 2021. I was just up on the avenue. I'm still in a country that waves this flag. That's where I'm being housed since born identity. Nicole Cattaruzza, star 1978, star 8378. I was up on the avenue for my walk, and I saw a gentleman who was having a wardrobe confusing message, but he looked like someone I could speak to, or at least kind of sort of in a not really like long kind of a way. He was wearing a green Jets something whatever on top in a jersey, and then he was wearing red and black Adidas pants, and I was like, my optical confusion monitor is piqued of interest at this point. So I walked past him at first, and then I'm like, So then I came back around and I said, could I show you something? And then I opened my pouch and I said, I want to show you this. He says, oh my God. He's like, I thought, don't pull a gun on me. And I was like, really? Like, that totally throws me off. But anyway, so then it's St. John's Day and the same button. And so I said to him, so I showed it to him. I said, I have a problem sometimes with my memory with names and faces. I was like, I don't remember the gentleman who gave it to me. I wasn't expecting anybody, and where I was, again, I didn't, whatever. So he said he was a comedian, and he handed me one of these, that's his face. And it says Rick Allen, and he invited me to, what is this, Monahans. And on it, it says Monahans Comedy Club. I did not know Monahans did comedy club. I've eaten there before as a restaurant. I did not know that it was a comedy club. So he invited me there. I thought that was really nice. He was on the corner, right underneath the NYPD surveillance camera that I used to use as Superman's NSA phone booth out in public, since they no longer give you privacy anywhere, even the NYPD Superhero League. And then Rick was kind enough to say, to actually give me a laugh pass, which I also thought was really, really nice. So this way, the face matches the whatever, and I can go tomorrow since I don't have money. And I can see a comedian. I thought that was really, really nice, so thank you. If he winds up seeing this or gets past this, or if someone can pass that along. But I'll try to be there. I said, is it all right? I'll be wearing something that looks very similar to this. And so, and that's when he gave me the, actually he gave me the pass before. And I said, but I'll be wearing something along these lines. And so then I finished my walk. I ran into Mr. Sullivan. And then I asked Mr. Sullivan, since he's been here the longest that I've known, so he says, I asked him if the gentleman, if Brian Dempsey was a real person. So he gave me the lowdown on that. And he said the owner of Brian Dempsey's name is Brian. And I was like, oh, and then I asked if it was the man that I had seen smoking a cigarette yesterday that I had made mention of, because he's like almost the same height and almost the same frame as Mr. Sullivan, Hugh Sullivan, but I don't know. So I asked him that. He said he wasn't sure, that he'd have to see what he looked like. And I said, yes, I've seen this man several times. I said, more so I see him down at One Station Plaza, but I have seen him. I saw him yesterday over at Brian Dempsey's. I thought maybe he was Brian Dempsey, but he said, no, Brian Dempsey's more of a thicker frame. And I was like, oh, then I definitely don't know who he is. Let me think about this. So that happened. Oh, and on Saturday, it turns out that Brian Dempsey's is having a midway through, I guess, towards St. Patrick's Day. They're having a parade on Benjamin's birthday, no less. I have to call Ben. I think they're having a breakfast at 9. I have to see if Benjamin can make it. But if not, I'm going to try to bring Neuter. I'll attend myself. And they'll have a parade, I think at 11 it starts. So that's interesting. I saw that by looking in the window of the actual facility that's putting on the event. And then I saw I saw a couple others, not many, down the boulevard mentioning the event. Which leads me to wonder about property management and too many chiefs and not enough whatever. I don't dare say the word Indian because I can't figure out what a Native American looks like because I've been lied to my whole life. Just saying. So that happened. Maybe Native Irishman or Native Northern Italian or Native Albanian. Those are pretty safe bets from what I've gathered around the neighborhood. Where I lose people is in the Greek category. They are all about the Greek. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, not all Greeks are claiming Greek status for the same reasons. I mean, I don't know, it's a trigger spot, but I don't really know why. I mean, I haven't been in it, I've been in social isolation. Oh, and then I left Mr. Sullivan. There was a group of 3 women who were talking something about Zoom over my right shoulder. I don't use the Zoom products, but saying something about something, and then, but then they can't get a call back. I don't know if that was, they needed me to mention something because they have to do a hand raise in a different manner or way. I'm not quite sure. I was walking with my green and black umbrella during the walk, and I had this color on while they were over my right shoulder. I would say a gaggle, because there was 3 of them, a triad perhaps. Gaggle I usually use for almost in a derogatory sense, but I know that it does have prowess in certain area, and I don't ever know which door that unlocks, so I don't know. And then I had, on my way back, there's a father at the school where Nucci goes. He's an incredibly tall man. You can't miss him. He's like the only tall guy in the entire area, it would seem. And so he was crossing the street with a green Jets jersey on. But optical illusion, I don't remember what pants he was wearing, because that wasn't part of the importance of his walk-on part tonight. And so I saw him crossing the street. I've seen him in the neighborhood a couple times. I didn't have a reason to speak to him, but tonight I waited for him to cross the street. I waited on the opposite side where I was standing. And then I said, excuse me, I said, I've seen you. I said, you are like the tallest man in the neighborhood, and I have a thing for tall men being honest. I mean, I have hopes and dreams, but can I show you something? I said, and then I said, I think I've seen you by the school with my children, with my son. And then I showed him the pins as well, as I showed Rick Allen the same pins. And he, when we said goodbye, he introduced himself as Ralphie. And so I shook his hand, and Rick Allen gave me a hug. He asked if he could hug me real quick, and I said, you know what? I said, real quick. So I gave him a quick, pat, and then I walked away. It was not like the Tony Robbins guy that was it's like when you put a tea bag and you steep it in milk, in water, and then you add a milk product, and it gets that weird shade. That's the color of the gentleman, Tony Robbins, who called me and tracked me down for a hug, I don't know from where. And then when he met me in a white BMW, he like had his arms around me, and it was like really creepy, and he wanted kisses and stuff, and like that's like a whole nother level, like a quick like you're a celebrity kind of a thing, and a quick tap and like professional distance after, that's one thing, but for the hold and grab in like some, and with witnesses onlooking no less, was a little bit more scary. But this tonight, none of that happened. Raquel was just more family member, like I would say, in like haven't seen you in a while kind of a thing. A quick tap and then on the back, and then that's it. Which I know is unusual when I get to a place where I'm supposed to be, but here everything's a little different in this version of New York. So that's that, and those are the mentions that are important on my walk before I go out for the last one of the night with the pink umbrella, which is what I'm about to embark on now. So it's star 1978, star 8378. It's Nicole Cattaruzza. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.